Hi guys, Sam here at the Columbus Convention Center for MLG Columbus. I'm joined here by Luminous from the Beyond the Summit crew, who's one of the primary casters here at the event. Now, hi Louis.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
That's good to hear. Now, in terms of this event, how are you impressed with what MLG set up here? This is their first showing at Dota 2 at a LAN event, and kind of building up into this, people are kind of worried about how MLG was going to treat Dota 2. Do you think they've given it enough respect, and you're happy with what they've done here?
I'm happy with a lot of things that they're doing. They're definitely bringing out a huge crowd. I know a lot of people can't actually travel to international. One of the big criticisms to international is, yes, it's a great event, but only 2,000 people could watch it live. Whereas MLG here is opening their arms wide to basically anybody that wants to come watch, they can. So I think that's a great aspect. I was able to meet a lot of fans that I wouldn't be able to meet otherwise because of it.
Yeah, and the crowds here have been full. We've just had the Na'Vi Alliance game finish, and it was really hard just to find a seat. There's loads of people in the crowd there. Now, in terms of today's actions, I mean, yesterday was pretty unpredictable. What happened today, we saw Na'Vi just beat Alliance pretty convincingly. Do you think Alliance are in a lot of trouble now? I mean, are they at the stage where they're not going to make it to the playoffs now?
I think mathematically they're still possible to make it, but I don't think they're controlling their own fate anymore. So they have to have a couple of teams losing on their own way, and they probably have to win all of their games. So I don't think they're going to try to win all of their games, obviously, but the feeling of you not controlling your own fate is always not where you want to be. So
yeah, it definitely puts a lot of doubt in the mind.
I don't expect them to make it. So
now, in terms of the two strong showing teams here, we got Team DK and also Sigma. Both were coming into this event. I don't think people really put them on their high list of expectations to do well at this event. So far, Team DK have been unbeaten through the entire event. Are you surprised by that? Or do you just think this is Team DK getting back to their old roots?
I'm definitely very surprised. I think the strongest team right now, at least coming into the event, was LG China. We see LG China almost decimate DK in their matchup. So I was very surprised that DK came in and played rather well. And the cool thing for DK is, it seems like they're not doing anything crazy or special. Sure, they bust out the CK Wisp, but they're not cheesing anybody. They're not surprising anybody to a great amount. So I'm actually afraid when in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals and the grand finals, that they have even more strategy prepared. If I'm sitting across from DK, I will be very, very scared.
Yeah, they look super relaxed in those booths as well. I mean, Ice is always a chilled guy, but he just looked so chilled out there. Now, you spoke about CK Wisp. Is that a combination you're surprised to see come back?
I'm surprised to see it first, and also I'm surprised to see it work so well against Na'Vi Alliance. These are the team that invented CK Wisp, that pioneered it. And we see, for example, Na'Vi was pushing a tier 2 tower, and it's a CK Wisp. I'm surprised I'm in the backline. Several months ago, you see the Chinese team falling to that one. So I'm very surprised to see Na'Vi perhaps making those mistakes against DK.
Yeah, I mean, and in the Liquid game against DK, they actually banned Wisp out, but that didn't help Liquid. They still suffered a fairly major defeat from Team DK. What about Sigma? They're the 9th team here at Columbus. Team Dignitas couldn't make it, and a lot of people were speaking to Adam from MLG and giving him a bit of stick, saying, why have you brought these guys here? I think even after the first day, they convincingly put their foot down and told the community why they're here. What do you think of that?
I think a lot of pressure of the crowd really gets drawn off of you when nobody expects you to do well, and they come out of gate 2-1, which I'm pretty sure they were unhappy with 2-1. I'm sure they're looking for 3-0. And for a lot of these players, they've been around the scene for such a long time that they have the experience, and more importantly, they have the LAN experience. So I'm very happy for Sigma that's doing really well, but honestly, it shocked me as well, because they weren't a team that I had on my radar. But I think after this tournament, no matter where they finish, everybody's going to have them on the radar. And I think that's what they're looking for with the new sponsorship and everything else.
Yeah, I completely agree. Sigma is a pretty new organization. They got officially announced just before the event started here, so I mean, sponsors will probably be lining up after this event. Now, you said radar before Columbus, before coming here. Who did you have a 1-2-3 prediction?
Somewhere in between Na'Vi Alliance and maybe Speed Gaming. I'm actually following my boy Envy, and it seems like the team is doing well so far. Now, it is a very hard climb to go from 0-3 to 5-3 and hopefully make it out of the group, but I am a believer of the Isama, so hopefully they will make it back somewhere. But it seems like the 1-2-3 isn't lining up. Now the new 1-2-3 is probably DK Sigma and maybe Na'Vi.
Yeah, I mean, this morning we did see Speed Gaming take on Navi really convincingly. Ortiz just destroyed Dende.
When he had rest.
Yeah, that's the thing. I spoke to Sing Sing as well, and you actually, once you hear how much traveling he did and how much lack of sleep he had, and even Paladai, he did more traveling than Sing Sing. Just in terms of that, do you think it's fair for these teams to arrive so late to an event? Maybe that's something MLG maybe to look at next time, getting these teams here sooner?
So I believe MLG gave the teams an option in terms of coming here early or organizing their own travel. And the freedom's always nice, I think, for teams that have a really busy schedule or they're needing to travel to Korea or coming from Europe. But perhaps if MLG forces the team to be here 3 days in advance, like how TI was ran, then the teams would be very well rested, they're not jet lagged, they're getting used to the food or the living condition. Perhaps that would be the best environment of what a LAN could be.
I completely agree. Now, are you due to do any more casting today? I know they've been rotating the whole Beyond the Summit crew out all day. What games are you casting next?
I believe I have the last two game, and the last two game, or one of the two game feature Liquid and Fnatic. And I know these two teams are on the cusp, fighting for that fourth slot perhaps. So that is a matchup I'm looking forward to too. I love both Fnatic as well as Team Liquid, so it's hard for me to cast that game because one of them is probably going home.
Who are your eyes on?
I'm gonna go with Team Liquid. Fluff and Stuff is my boy, but it's hard to root against Era. That guy's just so fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, love both teams. That's again another huge match to catch here. And before I let you go, Luminous, who do you want to shout out? Is there anyone you want to thank?
Give a good shout out to all the people that's been supporting me. I won't be here talking to you guys and casting for you guys without me. Also want to give a huge shout out to my manager, who has been really making me make sure I'm awake, make sure I'm fed, and being able to give you guys a great performance that you guys deserve.
All right, thanks, Luminous. The coverage here at MLG Columbus will continue throughout the weekend. Thanks, guys.